Oh my. Oh my.
You are now tuned in to the Revolution Radio Show.
Yo, what it is and what it do. You are officially tuned into the Revolution Radio Show on 102.3 FM KCAA in the Inland Empire. Worldwide, everywhere else on the iHeartRadio app. As always, I am your host, Jay Love, and I am always joined by my amazingly gifted, talented, beautiful co-hosts, Miss Cherie Marlene.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
And Miss Melion. How you doing today?
Hey, welcome back, Cherie. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. What's up, Jay?
Yeah, Cherie was out. It is Wednesday, March the 10th. And, we got a lot to talk about today. But Cherie, how you doing? I know you was doing your boss moves, the last couple of days. How you feeling right now?
I'm good. I have another busy day ahead of me tomorrow. So I'm just excited to be here.
Well, we glad to have you back because yesterday, Melion was picking on me the whole show. And usually...
No way, Cherie. Who you gonna believe?
Cherie, she's a bully. I thought we was doing hashtag no bully culture. And she was picking on me. And she said my clothes are cheap. She said I don't know how to dress.
Man, he said my clothes are cheap. Now it's funny because the next day, now we arguing about the other one being cheaper.
No, but look. Here's the thing.
Look, let's ask Cherie. Is it more expensive to be a female or a male? Come on, Cherie.
Okay, so that question as a whole, I feel like women have to do a lot more maintaining. So that is very expensive, right? But I do know that men have to walk around and spend a little bit extra on their clothing as to where we can get away with putting some inexpensive pieces together with some expensive
But we
pieces.
have to maintain, like she said.
Yeah, we definitely have far more maintenance for sure.
Because he said he doesn't care. He said he doesn't care if our nails are messed up. That's such a lie.
Look, a wise man knows when he's been beaten.
Men are so visual. Please, we do this for us. We also do it for you guys. Stop it.
Right.
Look, a wise man knows when he's been beaten. I got beat up all last night. People kept sending me DMs. I kept getting yelled at. So look, I will concede, ladies. Yes. You have a lot more maintenance and all that stuff. So you know what? Y'all got a tougher, more expensive journey. My apologies. I will apologize on behalf of my species.
You were like the only one on my poll that voted male, or maybe one other person, but everybody else was female. Duh. It was funny.
So being that it is still all month long, Women's History Month, we're honoring women, so I honor you and I still, give you your place. Speaking of that, I want to send a big shout out. I don't know if you guys heard about this, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Cardi B on the planet. I think it's a big deal. Cardi B just went diamond for Bodak Yellow. She's the first female rapper to ever go diamond. Although I kind of got to argue on that one a little bit because Lauryn Hill, you know what I'm saying?
I thought Lauren or Nikki would have got it, but none of them.
Nah, Lauren for sure got it for the Miseducation. I'm pretty positive. But I just seen they just gave her a big old. They was like a big old thing that
we gotta check Jay's facts.
No, listen.
I'm
trying to tell you, it was just on TMZ. Look, Nicki Minaj. Look, I'm gonna put it right here. Nicki Minaj went diamond. You know what I mean? And she was I'm gonna pull it up because y'all don't be believing me.
No, we don't.
I don't.
Why don't you give me the website?
Nicki Minaj. Here we go. Watch. Hold on.
Oh, now it's
No. Went diamond. Went DIAMOND. I can spell.
I feel like she did. Nicki Minaj would.
Yes. Not Nicki Minaj. Forget Nicki Minaj.
I'm so confused right now.
I'm talking about Cardi B. Cardi B.
And you wonder why Melion questions.
You know what? I got ADD.
Right.
It's not.
We need confirmation from Jay when he be saying.
Oh my god.
Jay, I was talking to a friend the other day, like she looked up Benzino's daughter. Shout out to Kay. What up, Kay? She looked up Benzino's daughter. That's not Danny Lay. It's actually what's her name? Coy.
Yeah, Benzino's daughter, the Coy chick.
No, Cherie. And I sent him the video, and then he still wants to argue. You know, Danny Lay, the one I just met recently. That's not Benzino's daughter.
No, we weren't talking. We were saying the one that homeboy did. What's his name like? The
D battles like Danny Lay, and you're like, that's Benzino's daughter. You said it so confidently. You had me question.
Yeah, you really did.
You had our listeners.
Wasn't she with the baby too? Wasn't she with the baby too? With power comes responsibility, and there's people listening to us, and you saying facts the same way. I'm still gonna bring this up. You said Tiger Woods just had a little scratch. His legs almost got amputated. He had a little scratch. I just said he didn't die.
He'll be all right.
So look, right here, according to Billboard, the New York native is the first female rapper to achieve a Diamond Single Award, according to the RIAA, meaning Bodak Yellow has moved 10 million units. So shout out to Cardi B.
So Diamond is 10 million units.
10 million units, yes.
How does that translate with streaming days? Like streaming now?
I don't know. All this streaming stuff got me confused. You know what I mean? But that's a big deal that she moved 10 million units. So shout out to Cardi B, even though I'm not the biggest Cardi B fan on the planet, nor am I the biggest Nicki Minaj fan. I'm a big Queen Latifah fan. You know what I'm saying? I like MC.
Cardi or Nicki? Cherie, Cardi or Nicki?
I just feel like, well, see, we already had a talk on that. To me, hearing this information just speaks volumes to the type of music the world really wants to promote. So.
See, I got people online correct. Look, stop correcting me. I corrected myself. I understand now, women. So hold on. Right here, she said not Nicki, it's Cardi. I know it's Cardi. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But you were real. You were saying Nicki though.
The point was I was honoring a woman for going diamond. That's a big deal. That she, you know,
you were about to honor the wrong woman. That's what everybody mad at.
Well, as long as it's a woman, we in the right neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh, you're gonna say this? He said as long as
we gonna get to the specifics.
You know what?
Like he just lost half of our listeners.
What are you talking about? I'm saying when we get to the right neighborhood, then we can find the right house. We did that. You know what I'm saying? I'll eventually get there. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got a thing called sometimers. It's not quite Alzheimer's. It's sometimers. Like sometimes I just be, you know, in different places in my mind. And so
we got to forgive him, y'all. Y'all know he shared the other day he was in special ed class. So come on, yeah, we got to forgive him.
Okay, we also declared that was a mistake. Okay, that was a mistake. And so, you know, but my sometimers be affecting my mental capacities. You know what I mean? And I have a legitimate right to blame my medication. I'm on 9 different medications right now due to my heart situation, and it legit affects my processing. You know what I'm saying?
Right? So ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy how medication and things that you know, the medical field can give us, ain't they could mess us up? Ain't that crazy? Ain't that so crazy?
We gonna get there in a second. Stop you shooting your gunshots. Put the guns away for right now. We gonna get there in a second. I wanted to also give a shout out real quick. I don't know if you guys got a chance over the weekend to check out Coming to America Part 2.
I have not. Did you see
that
it?
Was such a fun movie. It was such a funny movie.
And
I heard so many negative remarks about it.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Here's what people have to remember. Okay, Coming to America was a classic. Mm-hmm. And even Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall agreed, like for years and years and years, they were like, we're not going to touch it, right? Because it's just like culturally, it's just this juggernaut, you know what I mean? But people kept asking for it. And there was even like fake there was fake one sheets going out about the movie, like saying Tiffany Haddish was in it. I seen some fake posters a couple of years ago, you know, and they finally decided to do it. And so I'll say this, it wasn't as funny as the first one, but I appreciated the fact that number one, Eddie Murphy went out of his way to include as many of the original actors as possible. For those of you who saw the original one, like even there was these 2 twins that were rappers in it. I don't know. Did you see the original one, Cherie?
Yeah, I did.
You remember the ones when they were rapping? They were like, when they was so those two had a little bitty part in the first one. He brought them back for the second one. You know what I mean? Just and I thought that was dope that he did that. Like,
so you appreciated the details.
No, but I mean, even like, say for example, Gracielle Bouvier. I always say her name wrong, but she's way bigger now. Gracielle, you know what I'm talking about. In the first one, she didn't even talk. She was a flower girl. So I thought it was dope that she, you know, did the same role again in the beginning of the movie. It was really cool. James Earl Jones was in it again. He's a legend. Morgan Freeman's a legend.
You know whose house they filmed that in?
Rick Ross. It was Rick Ross's
crazy.
house in Atlanta.
That's at Rick Ross's house.
Yeah, he's on like 300 acres right outside of Atlanta. It's crazy. His house is bananas. And so I just thought, for me, in a time when we have so much negativity going on, it was a great just to take a moment and just have a cool little time. You know what I mean? Black excellence on display. It was a black film that wasn't about gangbanging, drugs, slavery, depression, you know what I mean? Oppression. None of it was just a bunch of happy, rich black people, which I thought was really dope. Even the fact that he went to go find his son. Like, overall, it was a good movie. Was it as funny as the first one? If you're going for it's not going to be as funny as the first one. But
I also heard it was a musical, right?
Yeah, they had some good music in it. They added some music. And and this is why I wanted to bring it up, speaking about women, one of the major parts of the story was the fact that his daughter was actually the smart one in the family. She was better than him because, you know, obviously every generation should be better than the last. So even when it came to like his daughter and his son, like he had to acknowledge the fact, like, go against culture and tradition. We kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday or the other day, but go against culture and tradition and acknowledge, like, just because tradition says that she's a girl, she can only do so much, I'm going to let her be the one that takes over my kingdom. So I thought that was a dope message for little girls. Like, hey, you know what I mean? Instead of the son being the one that took over the kingdom.
You're kind of ruining it for the people who haven't seen it, though.
Well, they should have seen it already. That ain't my fault. You know what I mean?
They should have seen it already. It's been out for a week.
You should have said spoiler alert, something like that. You just went right in.
Well, but you still gotta watch the movie. You know what I mean? And so, you know, Eddie and Arsenio played 5 different parts each, which again, that's phenomenal.
That's kind of genius, though, because then you don't got to pay extra people, right? I mean, you got to keep it in the budget.
I want to know is do they get paid 5 times for each character that they play?
You know, so
they put in like a combo budget or something, like a Tyler Perry.
So you know, and so I just thought it was you know, all in all, it was a good movie because of everything that came with it. You know, so I just wanted to shout out Coming to America. You know, it's definitely a good family watch. That's another thing. It was a good family watch where, and I'll say this again too, they addressed a lot of, because remember 30 years ago, the culture, and we talk about this all the time, the culture was very misogynistic and there was a lot of like crude jokes, right? Like, and even Eddie Murphy earlier in his career, a lot of his jokes were crude or at the expense of women or their bodies. And this one, they addressed, like they low-key addressed that stuff. You know what I mean? Not in like a super serious way, but they addressed it, which I thought was cool and was really mature. Like, oh, wow, look at this. Like this dude who once was considered one of the raunchiest comedians in all of the entertainment industry made a really good family movie. Like it's a movie you could watch with your family and not be like worried about, you know what I'm saying, any parts or scenes or whatever. So it was really cool. You know what I mean? Oh, Leslie Jones was hilarious in it, though. Leslie Jones is crazy.
Yeah, she's funny.
You know, and so, yeah.
I definitely love the movie. Speaking of family movie, I saw last night, shout out to Raya and the Last Dragon.
Hey, how is that? I want to watch that.
Oh, my gosh. First of all, it took me forever trying to find somebody with a Disney Plus account. And with a premium, I guess if you have Disney Plus, you got to pay extra dollars to see it. So I just came to support. Like, all right, let me just get this over. And then I had a couple friends shoot the pass, but they didn't have the premium. Like, I got to see this. So I finally get to see it. It's amazing. Amazing.
What I heard.
Like, I'm not just saying that because it's a Southeast Asian princess, but like just the colorization.
Represent for the Southeast Asian princess. Go ahead.
It's a big reason why. I'm not just saying that, but it's a big reason why. But just everything was great about the movie. The storyline, the colorization, the graphics, It was great. So I definitely recommend seeing that. It's a great movie. And I'm actually working on something special with it, but I'm gonna wait till it's done till I announce it. But yeah, I got a new Halloween costume this year.
I'm gonna watch that this weekend with my nieces. My nieces I got some nieces coming over to spend the weekend, so I gotta be it's gonna be little girl time the whole weekend. So I'm gonna be knee-deep. Jay? No, but I got a cheat code. I can say it over. I'm not afraid to say it over the air. I can tell you how to watch any movie, any series you want. You want the cheat code?
What is it?
You want it? If the people want it, okay. Here's the cheat code. You can watch any movie, any series like Showtime, Disney Plus, without getting a virus.
Okay, what's the cheat code?
Okay, it's called SOAP 2 day.to. SOAP today. Yeah, SOAP today.
SOAP today. SOAP2. The number
2 day DAY.to. You go to SOAP today. I'm telling you, I watch everything on SOAP today. I don't watch I binged the whole Mandalorian. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't getting no Disney.
It's the real version, like you don't got somebody's head popping up from the movie theater.
Yes, it ain't. Yeah, see, look. She know. Look at the comments. Everything is on there, right? Yo, I'm trying to tell you.
You said .com or .co?
No, .to too, like .to.
.to.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything is on there. It's the ultimate cheat code because I was like, man.
Does any of my viewers on IG does anybody know of that site? Has anybody heard of that site? Anybody on Facebook? No,
I'm telling you, they heard of it. Look right here, boom.
Oh, look, shout out to Lyle.
Right here, look. And you can watch new releases on there too. You're like brand new releases, like brand spanking new. They got everything.
So how they get it? Through ads or what? How they get your money? Through ads?
Let them do it. Let them do what they do.
No, you know what I'm
saying? Yo, no, they got Netflix stuff on there and everything. The Biggie thing was on there. They got everything on there.
Wow. Man, I gotta check that out. Shout out to our viewers though. Y'all see this is what y'all get for listening in. Y'all get the keys,
matter of fact, look, we're about to get into today. We're gonna be talking about this whole COVID-19 and the vaccinations because we never finished our conversation. I told them I would come back with some facts because they be saying I don't never have facts, so we're gonna get into that. But if you want to chime in, see, look, she just posted that, boom, right there. Even though she put an extra S, though, you put an extra S. It's not 2 S's.
See, that's the bootleg. I can feel it's bootleg already. I feel the virus coming.
Melion is quick to hate on everything. But listen, if y'all we want to hear from you today. We want to hear from you. Make sure you call into the show. You call in live, 951-755-1356. That's 951-755-1356. We want to hear from you because we're going to be talking about I got people hitting me right now about this site. Listen, we're gonna be talking about this. We're gonna be back in just a second, but make sure that we want to hear what your thoughts are on this whole vaccination thing, where we go from here. Schools are about to open according to the CDC and our state legislature and nationally. So again, if you're just tuning in, this is the Revolution Radio Show on 102.3 FM KCAA in the Inland Empire, worldwide on the iHeartRadio app and everywhere else. And so we'll be back in just a moment, y'all.
Baby, I got options. I keep watching, keep on calling, but I'm thinking about you. Ain't no stopping. We keep rocking. I said I got options, but I'm choosing on you. If you really down the road, then we can ride out. I don't wanna wait, so make your mind up. I wanna get closer. Now we pushing up on you. Make it last a little longer. Take it off and put it on you. You know I got options, yeah. I got options, yeah. You know I got options, yeah. I got options, yeah. from. Ain't the type to keep it low key, I'm not the one. You're saying too much, but I want you to show me. Don't need a rush, can we just take it slowly? Better act right, I don't wanna waste no time. Yeah, you saying them things about to lose my mind. I got options, yeah, yeah. I got options, yeah. You know I got options, yeah, yeah. I got options, yeah.
Yo, if you just tuning in, you're tuned into the Revolution Radio Show on 102.3 FM, KCAA in the Inland Empire, worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. We everywhere else, Spotify, Facebook. We probably at your house. I don't know. But anyways, today we're going to get into what we was talking about. Today we are talking about, we got a call already. We got a call on the line. Hold on. Revolution Radio Show. Revolution Radio Show. Who's this? Revolution Radio Show. Who's on the line?
Monty Cobb.
Ooh, shout out Monty.
It was Monty?
Monty.
Okay, hey Monty, how you doing, man? Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you. Are you calling about the women dressing for way cheaper than us, or are you calling about the whole COVID situation?
I'm talking about life. But if we talk about COVID, we tired. We tired. We got walking zombies looking like the walking dead on steroids. We ain't about that life.
Well, let me ask you.
The walking in the graveyard and the people outside. All across it.
Well, let me ask you this question real quick, man. How do you feel about vaccinations? Are you for it or against it?
I'm all about research. All about research because I can understand the people against it, but I'm all about the research. Know what you're getting yourself into before you get into it.
Right, and people just taking it.
No. If it's for you, cool. If it's not for you, no. Personally,
stop making us take it. Right. Right.
Other people maybe have different kind of conditions, different body types, all of that. So,
right. Thank you.
Research before whatever you do or don't do.
Yes. Why we need two shots. Thank you.
Cool. I appreciate you, man. Hey, thank you so much for calling in, man. Continue to listen to us. We really appreciate you, man, here at the Revolution Radio Show. Thank you, brother. Oh, for sure. I'll let him know. All right. Got another call. And just keep coming in. Yo, this is the Revolution Radio Show. Who's on the line?
Yeah, this is Pastor Spriggs, a.k.a. RJ.
Hey, what's going
San Diego.
What's happening, man? So tell us, man, with this whole vaccination thing, is you with it or not really?
Well, I'll just put it to you like this. I flew up to the Bay Area on Saturday for a memorial service because my cousin died from complications of taking the vaccination.
Ooh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so like literally, he was allergic. Whatever was in there, he had an allergic reaction. His tongue swelled up and closed off his air passage, and he died within minutes.
Wow. Well, first of all, man, sorry. Our condolences to you and your family. We definitely sorry to hear that, man. And
yes, sir.
It's definitely a tragic thing. I like the first caller. I definitely, one of the things that I keep maintaining is that whether it's the vaccination or the virus itself, the scary part is that everybody's body reacts differently, and that's the part where it's where it's like we have to weigh it. Definitely, man, it don't stop. But hey, Pastor Spriggs, we appreciate you, man. We got more calls coming in. Keep getting a list, man. We appreciate you. Yo, Revolution Radio Show. You on the line? Who's with us? Who's calling?
Oh man, what's up? It's your boy Deron. It's from from Jamaica calling in.
Yo, we got a caller from Jamaica. Boom, boom, boom.
Jamaica, welcome.
Hey.
Hey, what's good? So tell us, man, how you feeling?
What's up, man?
How you feel about this vaccination, man? Are you good with it? Are you for it? Are you against it? Are you in the middle? What are your feelings? Hello?
Repeat that for me.
I said, how when it comes to the vaccination, yes, when it comes to the COVID vaccination, are you for it, against it, or are you kind of in the middle? Hello?
I'm not sure right now. I'm just watching it at the moment. I'm just watching it at the moment. I'm really just watching everything because, like, being an artist, I'm just trying to see where this vaccination thing is. And soon we can get back to like some stability.
Yeah, you're right. That's the thing, man, is we trying to get back to some kind of normal, man. But listen, we appreciate you tuning in all the way from Jamaica. It's my man right here, the original Don Dada from Jamaica. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, man. We appreciate you. Keep tuning into the show, man. We appreciate the love. We love Jamaica. One of these days, we're going to have to go out there and do shows live from Jamaica. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Keep tuning in with us.
That would be cool, man.
Thank you.
One love. Jah love, brother.
Jamaica,
yo,
that's crazy.
That was cool.
You see that? We international, baby. The revolution.
We got to get it to the point though where they could hear me and Cherie.
Right.
Well, I think he can on that end when I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. We getting all our technology together one piece at a time.
Right.
So that being said, I know we were talking last week and we got into this conversation about the vaccination, whether or not people are for it or against it. And we were discussing, because here's the thing. We are now officially 1 year from the time that they said we were going to be on a 2-week, what was it? Lockdown, right? It was going to be 2 weeks, whatever. A year later, here we are. And I think that it's important that we have this conversation because the fatigue of the pandemic, the fatigue of all of the restrictions that we have on our lives, you know, of everything, whether you're for masks or against masks, whether, you know, you're for the vaccination or not, it's weighing on all of us, right? All of us equally are having to deal with this. And so my personal take is so I shared this last week and I'm gonna say it again. I just got my first shot, waiting on my next one in another week and a half. I'll get my second shot of the vaccination. For me, I felt it was a very important thing because of my personal physical situation, because I recently had my issues with my heart attack. So I have heart complications now. I'm type 2 diabetic, you know what I mean? Everything, all the medications I'm on. For me, it was important because if we're ever going to have some semblance of normal, like I've been locked up for real, because I can't really go anywhere, you know what I mean? And so for me, I thought, if I'm ever going to have the opportunity to really get out there and, especially as the show grows, we want to do shows live and in person. So for those, eventually in the future, we're going to be coming to communities all over. We're going to be doing shows from wherever you're at. In order for me to be able to do that, I wasn't going to feel safe or comfortable because I'm at super high risk right now. However, I do understand but here's my argument with Melian. Melian just like, the vaccination's the devil. I
never said that. Go ahead.
And I think that, because they about to open up schools. So I'm going to ask you, Cherie, real quick. I know they're about to open up schools, right? And pretty much across the country. From what I'm understanding, next month in April, right? And some schools have already opened up because I have friends that in different parts of the country and even in different parts of the state that their kids have already started going back to school. First of all, number one, how do you feel about that? Like your kids going back to school? And number two, if the situation arose for, where it was like, they had to get vaccinated, how would you feel about that in order for them to go back to school?
So as far as I'm going back to school, I think it's great. I mean, my oldest son started high school and I feel like he's being robbed of his entire experience, right? So I feel like it's safe enough for the kids to go back. I feel like we've all been taking precaution. We haven't been locked up in our houses. We've been out taking, following the rules, but we're fine. So I think it's good. Now, as far as them forcing people to get vaccination to go to school, I mean, I don't know enough about the vaccination to be okay with it on either side.
Sister.
But one thing I will say is, based on what you just said, J Love, I think is very interesting, because you said eventually you want to go out, you want to do this. So I think it's amazing how powerful the world is, because you had a heart attack. So it took that dramatic scare, which was very huge, right? To scare you enough to say, well, I need to be protected now. So if Melian is right, and it is this whole other thing behind it, it just takes a little bit of fear for people to run into that direction. So I think that part.
Look how Jay presented. I agree with you. Look how Jay presented it. Man, I've been locked up so much. Like, whatever it takes for us to get out, like that was all part of the plan. Like, they created a problem. Now they have a quote unquote solution.
Right, and I don't know if that was exactly part of the plan, because again, I feel like none of us know everything about any of it, right?
See, and that's the right. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and see, that's where I have, again, the proverbial they, because it would be one thing if it was just a U.S. thing, but this is a global pandemic, right? This has affected every continent.
World order, new world order.
Okay, okay, but let him finish. Go ahead, Jay.
Y'all with the one world order, the Illuminati and all that.
No, go ahead.
But here's the thing. Again, this is not the first pandemic in the history of the world, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the first vaccine in the history of the world, ladies and gentlemen. And trust me, as a black man in the United States, I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. I believe in conspiracies and all kinds of stuff. But sometimes you also got to use logic. And here's a very simple piece of logic that I use, because let's be real. The upper echelon of people in this world, they don't do anything. They know way more than you and I will ever know. And I'm talking the 1%, the billionaires and the 100 millionaires, right? Those people are on a whole nother level, and they get information at levels and from people that we will never have access to.
Right.
The way those people move is what you got to pay attention to. And there's a lot of very high profile, high money people that have made the decision like, yo, they're going to get vaccinated. So I looked at it like, okay, if it's good enough for this level, this echelon of people and their families.
Okay, so I hear you, but do you really believe you get the truth all the time? Meaning you just face value. They said, so they did.
No, I don't think it's, all the time, but let's keep it 100. I mean,
but did you watch them do it? You see what I'm saying? Like, my point is this. People can say something. I've also seen a lot of celebrities endorse it. So I see completely both end of it. And my only thing is, it hasn't been around long enough for me to feel safe with it. In case, our caller that just called in, allergic reaction, his family member died.
Like, someone literally
called in, happening to that.
But I'm going to use the same argument that people use in terms of COVID in general, right? Okay. Oh, well, there's a 98% survival rate, so I'm not worried 99. About COVID. No, it's 98.4.
It's 98, and then the shot is 94. Go ahead.
Okay. So anyways, based on that, okay, we've heard a few stories trickle out about negative reactions to the vaccine. Well, so far, since December 14th, more than 93 million doses have been administered from December 14th to today. So this is a today number. So more than 93 million doses. Okay. Number one, obviously we don't know the long term yet. So that's a given.
Right, that part.
But we do know that out of those 93 million doses, there definitely has not been nowhere near a number of and again, if it's personal to you, it's different because it could be just one for it to hit home, right? But you know what I'm saying? There's nowhere near anything to cause.
We don't know the long term, though. We don't know the long term.
Okay, but again, you have vaccinations in you right now. If you grew up in the United States of America, you have vaccine. If you went to school, you have vaccinations in you right this moment. So that's what I'm saying.
It's something we've never seen. It's something that it's new.
True, but science and modern medicine has advanced so abundantly in the last 5 to 10 years.
And then we talked about it, like they're literally forcing us to get vaccinated.
Okay, but nobody's forcing you yet. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. When the day comes, I told you I'll be the first one.
I've been quiet this whole time listening. I've been listening this whole time before you start yelling. Yes, they are certain places. Remember what I told you?
Where are they forcing you?
If you want to go to certain stores and stuff. I told you, we said a year ago, they said we were going to be
they not forcing. See, you can't say that because no one's being forced to take the vaccination.
No, I said they will. Remember, I said, mark my words. And you said a year ago, they said that we're going to be quarantined for 2 weeks. I said it's going to be more than 2 weeks. It went to like longer, 3 months. It's going to be longer than 3 months. I told people we're going to have to get tested before we go to certain places. I don't want to run through this again, but we're going to run through it for people who weren't tuned in last time. And then we had to get tested to go certain places. Now, on certain places, you have to get vaccinated to enter.
But again, you're making comments that don't have, like I'm saying, where specifically do you have to get tested to go?
New York.
You don't have to get tested to go to New York. I got people in New York right now. You don't got to get tested to go to New York.
Are we saying getting tested or are we saying getting vaccinated?
Tested first, eventually vaccinated.
Okay, but they have tested. She's 100% right. They're forcing people to get tested to travel mostly anywhere. I have friends that are going to Hawaii.
Thank you, Jay. They all have like a lot of places.
Okay, and that's a decision that
Hawaii made. It's not just
but I'm saying that's a decision Hawaii made.
We want to travel to places, so we have to work. We have to go places. It's not, some of them isn't optional. We have to travel.
Hawaii made that decision because, as I was saying the first time, when you look at a state, when you look at a government,
not just Hawaii, even Cherie just said New York, a lot of places.
No, I know 3 people that just flew to New York last week. Not a single one of them had a test. They literally flew on Thursday.
I flew to San Diego, and
you don't have to get tested to go to Florida because Florida's open, so you don't have to get tested. That's what I'm saying. There's so much information going around that isn't necessarily the truth. Like I said,
right.
When it comes to Hawaii, Hawaii made a decision.
Then on IG, she said 100% correct. We need to get tested for sure in order to enter a certain territory.
Yes, and that's based on that territory deciding whether or not, because it's still a business, right? Because at some point, everyone wants to open up, right? Everyone can't be like Texas and Florida now.
But that's my point. But that was my point, what I'm leading up to. Like, that was what I was predicting. And now places we have, for whatever reason, yes, we have to get tested. I'm saying.
Okay, but even at that, it goes back to
it's part of the plan.
And I hear what you're saying.
No, but again, it goes back to my point.
He's saying you're taking it more from a government control. And J-Lo is saying it's more of a preference or standard or requirement based on a specific state to get their state better because of the business. Isn't that what you're saying, James? And then you're saying it's more all control.
Look, follow the money. At the end of the day.
Exactly. It's always been about control. It's always been about control, Jay.
Okay, here's the point, though. No one look, and I told you, the day that they say you have to take a vaccination, I will be the first one out there with you with the signs, and we ain't doing it. Because I believe in freedom. Period.
And you'll only be out there because you were already vaccinated, right?
Yeah, you're already vaccinated.
I'm saying you'll feel safe enough to be out there with us because you are already vaccinated.
Right now I don't know because there's too many.
They might have something in that vaccine make you pro-vaccine, and now like you robotic or something, like you so pro-vaccine.
Really? Come on. Here's the truth. Everyone who thinks that they control everybody through programming of television programs and everything else, through the music. Like, for people to think that it's not this, there's no freaking Illuminati. There's no one
even brought up Illuminati. You keep bringing it up.
No, but what I'm saying is the whole notion that the government has always been what it is. That's the truth, right? The government has always been. When did the government
care about our health like this? It's always been business.
I'm not saying they care about our health. They care about, because at the end of the day, the economy has to recover. Here's the truth.
Right.
Ideally, if everything goes according to plan right now, the way they're setting it up is that by summertime, we will be able to get back to some semblance of what normal used to be, right? And that's if we can get enough Americans vaccinated. There will be.
Right.
Okay. So then so let's keep it 100. So then what's the alternative? Do we just all go willy-nilly and do whatever the hell we want to do? And then, you know what I mean? Because here's the truth. COVID is a very real thing. For every one person you name that had a negative response to the vaccine or whatever, I literally know a minimum of 10 people who have died from COVID personally, not like heard of them personally. And I'm from a range of people.
And see, this was from the first combo from last week. This is not no disrespect, to anyone that passed away. Rest in peace to people who passed away from COVID. But even people have the assumption that if they get the vaccine, they're not going to get COVID. That's not the case. And I'm not saying to go out there and be all free willy dilly. No, we have to be more cautious. But then it's like we can't live in fear as well, and we can't be free, like you said. Once we all get vaccinated, you're basically saying they're gonna force us to get vaccinated to be free, and that's what I'm against.
No, I'm not saying that. No, that's not basically what I said. What I said is the amount of people, look, because there's plenty of people who are going to take the vaccination. Right?
What were you trying to say? What were you trying to say? So
this is what I'm saying is that if you want to get vaccinated, go get vaccinated. No one should tell you like, yo, you're going to grow 3 ears. People who don't understand the science shouldn't have the right to say that. In the same way that people who get vaccinated shouldn't diss people who are not. That's my point, is that a lot more so people who don't want to get vaccinated want to shame people who do and be like, the end times, it's one world government.
I find it funny because I think it's the other way. I think people who are getting vaccinated are looking at people who aren't getting vaccinated and be like, "Ooh, make sure you get vaccinated." Like and Cherie, you have that story too that you wanted to share last week about your friend. So that's like I had an experience like that too this weekend. Someone wanted to book me DJing, and they were saying that, "Yeah, don't worry, everyone here is vaccinated. Are you vaccinated?" Like they made it seem like I'm gonna be a zombie or I'm gross if I'm not vaccinated.
No, they wanted you to feel safe. You took it that way. They wanted you to feel safe.
No, they even asked me like, wait, no, I had the comment with them. I said, no, I'm not vaccinated. They said, oh, you're not vaccinated. Oh, okay. Yeah, everyone here is vaccinated. They were saying stuff like, they were talking like that. I got the vibe. She literally said that. She was like, oh, do you know when you'll get vaccinated? She was making me feel like the oddball, the weird one, like the zombie, like the monster.
So one of my friends had that same. Yeah, one of my friends had the same experience. She said that she doesn't care who gets it, to each their own, but she doesn't want to get it right now. And she said that she feels the pressure of all of her friends, that she almost feels like she has to lie about it and say that she has. Not that she has lied about it, but she said, God, I almost want to lie because everybody is so strongly opinionated for it. So.
Well, I think just in general, this sparks up a lot of emotion or whatever, right? Because we have, again, like I said in the beginning, we have fatigue. We're all fatigued from this last year. We're experiencing something that, even though has occurred in humanity, has not occurred in our lifetime. So we're all trying to, us here and everyone listening right now has never dealt with this before. So we're all trying to manage it. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, look, whether you want the virus or you don't, we need to find the vaccine. We need to find a common ground and understand that, look, whether you get the vaccine or not, you still have to be responsible. I never said that the vaccine, you can't get COVID. What it does is it allows your body, this is the science, it allows your body the ability to fight off the virus if and when you do get it, right? So it gives you a better chance at not having it.
Yes.
Well, then why do we trust Tylenol? Why do we trust anything if that's the case? Because look, here's the truth. When the AIDS epidemic, because here's the truth. If we take that attitude, then we'll never have any type of advancements. Because when the AIDS epidemic,
what do you mean? When you sign the paperwork for the flu, even they say it. They're hoping. It's not a guarantee.
No, it's not a guarantee. But here's the thing. You have to look at it like this. All throughout history, when we had the AIDS epidemic, okay, I had a friend who was working on some of the first medications that was helping people with HIV and AIDS, right? People were like, don't take it, whatever. You know what I mean? Had they have listened to that, people wouldn't be living 30 years with HIV and no traces of it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to some degree, whether you take it or not, someone's going to have to take it for your life to get better. Those are facts, right? Because at some point, in the same way with, polio, measles, the mumps, someone had to take it for your life to get better. So, and I understand that the government has done some shady things in the past. I can go through the Tuskegee experiments and all kinds of other things ridiculous that this government has done, right?
So
But
Let me ask you a question though. You said that the vaccine injects basically us with COVID so that our body can fight it off, right?
With elements of it, yes.
Okay, so, and I'm just asking why. So people are getting the first shot, they feel fine. The second shot, they start to feel a bit sick. So the first shot shouldn't give you the same as when you get the COVID. Like, why doesn't it? I guess I just do you know the answer to that? Because I was just thinking while you guys were talking about it. Why is it that when people do get COVID, some people get off their feet, and then with vaccination, they're not feeling that sick? Do you get my question?
Right. Well, and again, it's an individual thing, because here's the thing, and oh God, I can't believe how quick these shows go by. We're almost at the end, but but the thing is that whether it's the vaccine or the virus, here's what we have to remember: no matter who, it's Russian roulette. None of us know how our individual bodies are going to react. You have some people who, you know what I mean, it completely decimates them, and you would think like they have no underlying symptoms, no nothing. And you have other people, like I know someone who's like in his 80s who got through it like with nothing. So it's understanding that our bodies individually, right? And whether you take the virus or not, what I've been encouraging people to do is boost your immune system. Boost your immune system, get healthier in general, because the stronger your immune system is in general, the better you will deal with anything, right? So that's number one. Number two, and this, I guess this is the point I'm trying to get to across, and I speak very passionately about everything, so it always comes across like, no matter whether good, bad, happy, sad, it always comes across like I'm yelling. So I'm not yelling. That's just, unfortunately.
Right, that's me too. And I'm getting me too. So we naturally speak loud with passion. Yeah. So sometimes I forget.
But I guess here's, and I think we're on the exact same page, and it's saying this: if you're down to get the virus, don't dog people out who are not. And if you're not down to get the virus,
nobody is down to get the virus.
No, I'm sorry, the virus, the vaccination. My apology, the vaccination. If you're down to get the vaccination, don't dog people who don't want it. And if you don't want the vaccination, don't dog people. Don't make up stuff that they're gonna grow 3 ears, or down the road, I'm saying they gonna grow legs out of their stomach. You know what I mean? In the same way that we don't know for sure.
I never made that statement. So for anybody who did get vaccinated, no, that's fine. For everybody that's listening that did get vaccinated, shout out to my girl Jen. She said she got vaccinated. But to me, it's like, don't force us. At the end of the day, don't force us. Don't, and I feel like they're starting to already. Like the COVID test, they're gonna make us get vaccinated, and that's my thing. If you want to get vaccinated, that's fine. I just don't trust it. I sent Cherie a video too of Bill Gates talking in a 2005 meeting with the CIA about creating something like this that affects the way we think, our brains. And then they asked, well, how will we distribute it? How would it come out? He literally explained it sounding like literally COVID, and then the solution would be the vaccine. Like,
and again,
it's deep,
that could mean 100 other things. I've seen those Bill Gates videos. Like, they could mean 100 other things. I understand that the Illuminati is also made up of all black celebrities.
Out of the Illuminati, this is an actual.
No, but I'm just saying, like, well, I know I've seen a bunch of Bill Gates. Look, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Like, I will tell you how 9/11 was an inside job. Somebody explained to me Tower Number 7. If you know what I'm talking about.
But see, that's the thing I don't like. People like you, like every time I'm saying a certain fact, you guys say we're conspiracy theorists.
No, but that's not a fact. You're saying a video that he's talking about something that may or may not be COVID is a fact. It's not a fact. It's a video that he's talking about something. So that's my point, is that.
Right.
When people bring other things, like I'm saying, nothing that I'm saying is a fact. I'm saying but on the other side, we can't say that those are facts either, because they're not. And I'm gonna use something you said. None of us know. I don't know. You don't know. We're all stepping out in faith on whatever side of the fence that we're on. We're stepping out in faith, and we're saying, I'm gonna believe this way and put my life in this particular scenario, because this is what I trust in and I believe. And the other person,
it was really like that, harmonious like that. I wish we really could say this is how I step, until they force us to do certain things.
But again,
and put things in our body.
Until they do force us, you can't say that. You know what I mean? Because look, it was easy to guess it was going to be longer than 2 weeks. That didn't take rocket scientists to do that. Like, we saw that coming as the cases were going up. Like, but here's the truth:
a year basically.
Yeah, but again, it's because it was a real thing that was going on. But here's the truth: until they force us to do that, and that might be a feeling that you have. It might be a gut feeling that you're like, yo, this is getting real serious. Like in a minute here, they're going to be shoving it down our throat at gunpoint. You know what I mean? And so I believe because we still live in a democratic republic, because we still do, we are still a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. We still have power. We showed that, you know what I mean, when as unpopular and crazy as this election was, you know, the most amount of votes ever went out in the history of a U.S. election that voted in, whether you like him or not, voted in Joe Biden versus, you know, Donald Trump. So we still live in a democratic republic where I feel the people still have a voice. When we rise up, we still have a voice. And if we rise up in enough numbers, like you, Millian, enough numbers will say, no, we're not taking, and they will have to listen, because at the end of the day, politicians work for their constituents, and they will do literally whatever.
The marketing of them is crazy. Even if you try to Google, is the vaccine bad for you? You can't even find anything like that. Like, they knock down all videos. Have you noticed they censor videos now? They said everyone knows this. If you post it,
that is true.
Video, right? They shadow ban you if you speak against it. Like, it's not even about, you know, finding the right education now, because now they're really having a narrative. So everyone wants to take it now. Like, it's seen as good. You hear it in grocery stores and radio commercials. Take the vaccine if you want to save your neighbor. If you want to help people of your community, take the vaccine.
Okay, so I'm just posing a question. In some alternate universe that the vaccine is actually a good thing, right? Let's just pretend. Let's imagine that it's actually a good thing. Is it bad to say that it's a good thing? Like, if you had the cure for something, and then not necessarily it's a cure, but I'm saying if you had is it bad to tell people that it's good?
If it was a cure, no. Because we still don't know if it's good. Yeah.
Right. If it's for business and making millions of dollars, hell no, that's not right.
How, if most of the people who are getting it is free?
If somebody's paying for it, Jay, nothing is free. Somebody's paying for
the economy to get and I get you. So here's the at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk about this for 52 more days, and you know, but I think this is the ultimate resolution. At the end of the day, again, this is the hope and the idealism that we want to represent, right? Is that genuinely, if there's someone around you or you yourself want to get vaccinated, please, yes, do your research. Find out what works best for you. Get vaccinated. Don't trip on the people around you that don't. And for the people that don't trip on the people around you that do. Because the only way we're going to move forward, right? And that's the beauty of living in a country and in a world, hopefully, where we all have, because the greatest gift that God gave all of us is free will. You have the free will to decide what you want to do with your life, right? And so, you know, if God didn't take our free will away, I agree with you, Melian. No one else should force you. No one else should have the ability to force you to do something that you don't feel comfortable with and that you do not want to do, right? So in order for us to move forward in any manner, we have to agree to disagree with each other and say, well, hey, you're not feeling it, but it's cool. That works for you. I'm going to go ahead and do this because this is what I feel for me. And I think that will get us on the right steps to getting to a place where ultimately we will be able to finally get to some kind of normal and resume our lives pre-COVID-19. And because here's the truth, someday down the road, this is something that we'll be reading about in history books, and our kids will be reading about, our kids, you know what I mean? And they're gonna be like, yo, y'all remember 2020 and 2020, woo! They go, you know what I mean? The same way we talk about 9/11 and a bunch of other stuff, this is gonna be something that's gonna be in the past. Hopefully that'll be sooner than later. And whether the vaccine is a part of it or it's not, you know what I mean? We have to still figure out, because we all here together. So we got to figure this out together. So with that being said, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got so much more stuff coming in tomorrow and Friday. We got some really big guests next week that I'm gonna announce tomorrow. But we love you. We appreciate you tuning in with us. Yo, get us online. Yo, on Instagram, we're at the Revolution Radio Show. Hit us up. We want to talk to you on Facebook, all of that. Cherie is Mars Mindset. It's at Mars Mindset on Instagram, at VH1 Melian, at JLove Official. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear from you guys. We want to interact with you. We got some great things coming up in the future. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. We don't take it lightly because you're making this show a success, and we thank you so much for it. So with that being said, you know, on behalf of Sheree Marlene, on behalf of Melian, and behalf of the, the Revolution Radio Show, we want to remind you, as always, reach for your best, reach for success, but most of all, reach for God, because God is love and love is everything. Hey, we love y'all, man. Y'all have a beautiful evening. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Just know that I love everyone, even though Melian picks on me. We out.
Oh my.